Jared Hayes.
All right, thanks, Jared. Well, as the Bahamas pushes ahead with its plan to accede to the World Trade Organization, many are still not clear on how that move will affect the Bahamas. And now the Bahamas' chief negotiator is seeking to offer a bit of clarification. Jillian Gray reports.
The Bahamas' chief negotiator for WTO, Zhivago Laing, is debunking myths and laying to rest fears about the Bahamas' ascension. At the Rotary Club of West Nassau's weekly meeting, Laing was grilled by Rotarians wanting to know the truth about how the Bahamas will change after WTO ascension. One Rotarian asked if the Bahamas would be pressured to make policy changes such as legalizing same-sex marriage. Laing quickly rebutted that statement and encouraged Bahamians to read the requirements for WTO ascension for themselves.
Anytime you want to sour this community and Caribbean communities on something, you raise the sexual preference card. That's been a tendency of ours to do it. It's good political fodder. But the WTO has no bearing on issues related to your social norms, etc. There's none whatsoever.
Last year, the Minnis administration began an aggressive campaign to accede to the WTO. The Bahamas is the only nation in the Western Hemisphere that is not a full member of the multilateral institution which oversees and enforces global trade rules. When the announcement was made that the Bahamas was seeking to accede to the WTO, many had questions about what exactly that would entail. Laing admitted that one part of the policy changes that may scare Bahamians is the part that deals with the presence of natural persons. He says, while some may see it as a policy for the free movement of persons, it is not. He then drew on the U.S., who is a member of the WTO, as an example.
I want you to imagine the Senegalese, the Nigerians, the Jamaicans walking up to the American border and saying, listen, you're in the WTO and we're in the WTO, we come to work. It doesn't happen, it cannot happen, because the rules of the WTO have nothing to do with free movement of labor.
Laing added that the policy allows for a person to come into the country for 90 days for a business transaction and is only a slight deviation from what is already allowed under Bahamian law. When it comes to lower duty rates, Laing said it is presumed that savings will be passed on to customers and added that suggestions have already been made on how to enforce that policy.
When the government reduces duties on an item, it can engage the Government and Public Policy Institute to track the prices on those items for a year, 2 years, however long they want it. We can report to them every single time. You cut the duty, but this has been what the price has been. And from our own research, we can't justify why the price adjustment hasn't been made, because that then could help with the monitoring. And you don't do that quietly. You announce it.
Laing added that consultation with the business community is already underway and assured that the business community's interests will be represented in the ascension discussions. Once accepted, Laing said policy adjustments could take up to 10 years. Reporting for our News, I'm Jillian Gray.